Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Tattoo Your Well-Being. This is our channel where we thrive after trauma unashamed. And I am your host, Atara, Lady Tattoo Estes, and I'm so grateful you're tuning in today. If you're a trauma survivor seeking inspiration, guidance, and the tools to embrace holistic healing, you're in the right place today. Today's episode is all about understanding that everything has a season and a time. And we'll explore how to lean into God's timing for true healing, not forcing it, not faking it, but attracting it by being intuitive to the voice of God. Let's get started. Everything has a season. The foundation of today's message comes from Ecclesiastes 3:1-8. To everything, and make sure, because I'll get to feeling myself when I'm reading. I'm excited about what we're about to read. But to everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, and a time to plant and a time to pluck up, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. As survivors, we'll often find ourselves stuck in a season of weeping or mourning. That's okay. It's natural and it's necessary to cry, grieve, and acknowledge our pain. But here's the truth. Those tears are watering the seeds of your healing for your healing. And healing is not a moment, it's a process, a journey. And it happens in God's perfect time. So don't rush it, okay? Don't compare your healing. That's a no-no. Your healing journey to anyone else's. Your time to laugh, dance, and thrive is coming. It's coming. But first, you must embrace the time to heal. And healing looks different for everyone. Sometimes you just need to get away and write out your thoughts. Or sometimes just get away from people, places, and things so you can have time with God and meditate on what has just happened and how it made you feel and to get it all out. And sometimes some of us need therapy, talk therapy. Some of us need a life coach to help us. Some of us need a pastor to pray with us to help us get through. And guess what? Out of all those different buckets that I may suggest that we might be taking, some of us may take to drinking. Some of us may take to applying drugs. Some of us may be promiscuous. This is not a judgment. This is reality. Some of us go and apply anger. These are all emotions towards emotional behaviors. And sometimes we may need the help of professions, whether it's a spiritual leader, whether it's a certified clinical practitioner, therapist, counselor, coach, mentor, whatever you're needing. You must embrace the time to heal. Let's talk about being intuitive to your inner spirit. Because healing begins when we align ourselves with God's voice. Listen, the inner whisper that gives us peace. In Isaiah 30 and 21 says, remind us that your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. When you're intuitive to the Holy Spirit, and this is for a spiritual perspective, for those who walk in the Holy Spirit or depend on the Holy Spirit to lead and guide them. There's a separation of knowing those who believe and who don't. So this intuitive is speaking about the Holy Spirit. You'll know when it's time to rest, time to cry, time to let go, and when it's time to rebuild. because you're listening. There's a time for it all. Healing isn't about forcing positivity or pretending you're okay. Because it's okay not to be okay. It's about listening to the Spirit and following God's timing. Here's a question for you. Are you allowing yourself to grieve and heal? Or are you trying to skip steps in the process? Now, we're talking about emotional healing, and it's tangible. Because if you don't check the emotions, your body is going to have a reaction. It's going to be subjected to all of the stress, strain, hurt that you're giving it because our body is overwhelmed. Write it down, whatever it is. Write it down. Don't skip any steps. I need you to write it down and I need you to reflect on it. And remember, God's voice brings clarity and freedom, not confusion or pressure. When you feel peace in your spirit, that's a sign you're on the right path. And sometimes one of the other options that you can do is join a healing circle that allows you to process your grief, but also allow you to be in a room of non-judgmental people in that space who are only concentrating on what they're there for and how to get their own healing. This is a process that you can do. It's available to you. You just got to be ready for it. Let's talk about this joy that comes in the morning. Let's pause for a moment. Because joy in the Bible tells us in Psalms 30:5, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I want you to know that your current season of pain is not permanent. God promises joy and not just fleeting happiness, but a deep, abiding joy that comes from Him. That joy, unspeakable joy. Would it be nice to know what that is? Ask yourself this. What small joys can I embrace today as I wait for my morning to come? Maybe it's a sunrise walk, a cup of coffee or tea, or just journaling in your gratitude. These moments are reminders that joy is on the horizon. Even if you're still in the night, there's light inside that darkness. You just have to let it illuminate through the darkness and the dark times that you're experiencing. Hold on to that light because it's there. Let's speak life over ourselves with some healing affirmations. Repeat after me. I am in a season of healing. I am God's perfect timing. And we're going to start over because I want to make sure we're saying this right. I am in a season of healing and I trust in God's perfect timing. I release the need to force my healing and I attract peace and restoration. I allow myself to feel and process my emotions without judgment. I am worthy of joy, laughter, and love. My past does not define me. God's promises do. Say these affirmations daily. Write them down on a sticky note. Got your sticky note? Write them on a sticky note. Speak them into your spirit until you believe them. Keep speaking it into your spirit until you believe it. You don't know if it's not going to work if you don't try it. So don't knock it until you try it. Now, here are some powerful questions I want to ask you and leave you with. Reflect on this. Share your answers in the comments or write them in your journal, okay? Whichever. If you're willing to share, share. We're willing to have conversation about it. If you want to just personally write it to yourself, do so. What season am I in right now? And how can I honor this season without rushing or resisting it? What does holistic healing look like for me? Spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And what areas of my life am I still holding back from God? Because God gave us free will. He doesn't force it himself on us. And if he's given us free will, you must ask yourself the question, what areas of my life am I still holding back from God? Take time and sit with these questions. It's not a rush. Healing requirements is self-awareness and intentionality. These are your healing requirements. Self-awareness and intentionality. That helps you to process your healing of what you need to be better for you and for those you're going to be in contact with. So, who's ready to say good morning to a new day of healing? Today is a good day to change, to be healed, and to be made whole. Embrace the season you're in, but know that joy is coming. As you live, laugh, love, and thrive, remember you're not alone. God is with you every step of the way. Never forget. Thank you so much for joining me on Tattoo Your Wellbeing on this channel that we plan to bring out every Sunday. You may get some snippets to help you out throughout the day, to tune in on every Sunday, Central Standard Time at 6 p.m. to hear the full episode of the snippets that you get throughout the week. Now, if this message really resonated with you, please subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who needs it. Encouragement. Let's encourage one another so they can encourage themselves. Don't be selfish. Don't be stingy. Share it. Let's continue this journey together, this healing journey together, one season at a time. Now, until next time, live, laugh, love, and thrive. And always remember, healing is possible. And joy comes in the morning. Be blessed. Be blessed. Be blessed.